All right, free radicals, welcome back. It is Dave and the Radical Independent. Thank you for being here. I know I'm annoying a bunch of people. Um, some good stuff though. My channel is showing some kind of mini resurgence here because I've been freaking out in a number of videos. No, I'm not drunk, but I am wanting to be, I guess. Still waiting on the case of vodka from Vladimir and so forth. Hasn't arrived yet. I hear you can't receive vodka through Amazon, so I'm a little disappointed about that they can't just deliver it to my door. So I'm going to have to go to the Packy and purchase a large quantity, but I was hoping that Vlad would just ship me some. I don't think it can be done. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, for watching. I've got people signing up for Patreon, which is weird, which is great. Thank you for doing that. You'll notice up on the top corner of this channel, the banner, there's a little logo for Patreon. I share that Patreon account with my music channel. Or this channel shares it with my music channel, me. Anyway, if you go over there and click on that, you'll get to Patreon. And if you want to sign up over there, it's a minimum, I think, $1 a month. You can do a lot more if you want to. Big thanks to Alan, who's one of the great Tulsi supporters. He signed up, and I was just very thankful and thrilled. I want to talk about what is now being said about Tulsi Gabbard because she's staying in the race. I've seen a number of tweets saying that Tulsi is now becoming dangerous and hostile to the Democratic Party. Good. What has the Democratic Party done? And by the way, it should be really called the Democrat Party. I do agree with the Republicans on this and more of the right-wing commentators who say it's the Democrat Party. It's not the Democratic Party. And I'm tending to agree with them more and more each day because it's not the Democratic Party. And people say, well, Tulsi doesn't deserve to be on the debate stage. Really? Local news this morning. They listed the 5 candidates that were left. Because, and maybe this was the master plan by Tulsi all along, it's fairly brilliant. Because it forces them to just show her face on TV, which they haven't been doing. She was the first name, my local Wink newscast this morning here in Southwest Florida. And I was like, Tulsi, it's just a victory to see her face, to see her name. I mean, this blackout it's been devastating to her campaign. And all of the free media exposure that these other candidates have been getting, and they still weren't able to transmit a message. Everybody is coalescing around Uncle Joe, who, again, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all, you know the drill. Oh, I'm going to the dentist later. I want to let people know. So, I may not be doing videos for a while. There's some stuff going on that they have to take care of. It's nothing major, but I hate the dentist, and I'm just, throwing it in there. So again, if you want to help me out via PayPal, I'm going to have a huge bill after this too. So I'm kind of thinking Bernie and Tulsi's plan. Here's where Bernie's probably pretty good, because doesn't he want like free dental care as part of this? Because I could use some free dental. This is after, and I have insurance. I'm gonna have to pay like $700 or something after. Yikes. So yeah, PayPal, Patreon. But getting back to Tulsi Gabbard, they think that her remaining in this race is some kind of hostile act toward the Democratic Party. They're framing it in terms of like war theology. Is there such thing as war theology? I don't know. I just made that term up. But they're trying to make it sound like she's a hostile enemy of the Democratic Party. The longer she stays in, the more damage she does. Really? Remember, you've been telling us all along, she's got no supporters. She should just drop out. So, but still, she's got no supporters. So what difference does it make? Her message is more important than running for president right now. It is. It is. Now, I'm not saying that to make an excuse for Tulsi, because you never know what can happen in politics. You've got your top 3 contenders are guys who are approaching 80 years old. Now, I know some of the Bernie people are starting to come to grips with the fact that when Bernie Sanders, his first year in office, he's going to turn 80 years old. 80. Okay, and I don't know about you. If I'm 80 and I'm okay, I got a few bucks put away, I got the Bermuda shorts and the Hawaiian shirt, and I'm smacking golf balls around, or I'm doing something with my life. I'm not trying to run the free world. And I'm not saying, again, this isn't ageism. It's not ageism. When someone is old and you say they're old, well, by what standard, Dave? Bernie is very healthy. No, he had a heart attack last year. I don't know if he's very healthy. I think he's, he'll go around and tell you, oh, yeah, try to follow me around. Try to follow me around. 2 or 3 campaign events every day. And I'm Bernie Sanders, and you can't keep up with me. Okay, maybe. Maybe that's true. I don't know, but here's the thing. A 38-year-old woman who's a combat veteran, whose exercise routine would probably, I don't know, kill a lot of people. Certainly do permanent injury or damage to many of the people who would try to imitate Tulsi Gabbard. I would like somebody like that in the Oval Office. Mentally, physically fit. Somebody who also kind of represents a fresh face. Somebody who hasn't been in Washington since, I don't know, the 90s, whatever. I'd like to see somebody get in there who has a future, a big future ahead of them. And somebody who could seriously change the world and bring people together. So, I don't know how this looks like a hostile takeover, but that's what I've been reading some tweets and I'm just like, really, she's staying in. And they're so mad that she's staying in. Well, so many good candidates have dropped out, like Senator Kamala Harris. Yet Tulsi Gabbard is still in the race? Yeah. Here's the thing. People are still donating to Tulsi Gabbard. And by the way, you should do that. Just, look, folks, even if you think Tulsi can't be the nominee, which I don't know. You just never know what's... Look, I'm not expecting Tulsi to win states and so forth. However, there is an interesting development, and I tweeted this out yesterday, and a few other astute progressive commentators. It happened right after I tweeted it out, by the way. I started seeing videos, or I didn't watch the videos, but headlines, Tulsi Gabbard, miracle on ice could happen. Well, not miracle on ice, but I'm referencing something that was kind of recent, 40-year anniversary. Tulsi could pick up some delegates in American Samoa today. She could. I mean, it's just one of those things where people say, hey, I like her. She's like one of us. Tribalism, true tribalism. Hey, everybody else, right? Oh, they play identity politics and they try to milk that for all it's worth. Wouldn't it be ironic if Tulsi Gabbard picked up some delegates and then she was in the debate? Oh, man. Imagine Tulsi on stage, and that's the even better thing, because you don't have like 14 candidates up there anymore. You've got Tulsi and the other, 4? Warren? Warren would be absolutely decimated. Warren to me is a bigger problem staying than Tulsi. Because Warren, you got Julian Castro up there saying, oh yeah, if you really want a progressive, you don't vote for Bernie, you vote for Warren. Really? Julian Castro, just a horrible candidate and giving out really lousy advice and not inspiring anybody. Look, if you like Bernie, Bernie is way better than Warren. I'll say that. I've got some serious problems with Bernie, but Warren is just she's a figment of your imagination. She's none of the things she says she is. Sometimes she lets some truth out, and then you find out that, who she really is, but I'm sorry. As soon as that DNA test came back and she went forward with it like it was some great thing, revelation, that was it for me. I was done with Elizabeth Warren. That's before she even officially declared she was running for president, and her campaign has been a disaster. It's been a complete disaster. And you want to look at Tulsi Gabbard and say her campaign itself has been an awesome campaign. It's been an awesome campaign. Now you'll say, well, it only applies or only appeals to a small segment of those of us who care and the smart people and so forth who understand that if we don't change our foreign policy, we can't really change our domestic policy. Think of that. If we don't change our foreign policy, we really can't change our domestic policy. Now we can pretend to change our domestic policy, and it's going to continue to bankrupt the country if we don't change our foreign policy. And your buying power is still, it's going to decrease. It's one of the reasons Bernie and Tulsi are able to use that as leverage when they're out there saying that, yeah, you're making money and you've got a job and quote unquote the economy is okay. However, inflation, buying power, mobility into the middle class and so forth, it just ain't happening the way it used to happen. And those are the things that they talk about and they're correct about. It's so funny, though, to see the establishment melting down because she stays in this. And you gotta wonder, you just have to wonder about people's, like their mental states. Now, I know you've watched me in a couple of videos recently. You're probably wondering about my mental state. I'm at the point where I don't care anymore. That's part of it. That, come at me, bro. Whatever, bruh. Come at me, bruh. Okay, boomer. I don't care. I don't care. If you don't like me, don't watch. And the thing with Tulsi Gabbard is she's got that sort of chutzpah right now. Her campaign events, you can learn things. You can literally learn things about the way our country operates and how it doesn't operate correctly. You can learn things. You can find out the nuts and bolts of real policy ideas. You can find out about different bills that Tulsi wants to get passed that are stuck because nobody, I'm not going to do a censure on Trump about the real things that he's done wrong. No. Instead, we're going to make up some collusion thing, and then we're going to go for Russia, and then we're going to go for Ukraine, and none of it goes anywhere because nobody really, other than Mitt Romney, who's just got some personal thing going on with Trump, but look, the Republicans would have said, yeah, this is something that he shouldn't have done, and we can't stand behind this, but they looked at the evidence, and everybody said no. But the stuff that Tulsi brought up was legitimate. But nobody wanted to talk about that. Folks, it's a delight to see people who are, very neoliberal. They're either going to vote for Biden or Bloomberg, or they're going to hang with Warren for a little longer. Maybe a couple of them are Bernie supporters too. Because the Bernie people are becoming unhinged because they think she should drop out. Because we're all going to, Crystal Ball, very disappointing over on the Hill, said that any vote for a non-Bernie candidate is a vote for Biden. Yeah, no. No. Sorry, voting for Tulsi Gabbard is not a vote for Joe Biden. Okay, now, I know you want to use your fancy political reasoning, Crystal Ball. Here I am on the rising. Her voice irritates me. She's very smart. She's very, very smart, but she sounds like she stepped out of high school in 1984. Okay, what's on my radar? What's on your radar is you need to look at Tulsi Gabbard and talk about her because she's bringing a message that still needs to be heard. All right? Anti-war is the biggest issue. It all flows downhill, and I can't say it enough in a video that you can't fix domestic policy until you fix foreign policy. And I still believe in what Jill Stein has to say about having a revolution in a counter-revolutionary party. It can't happen. And we're praying that it will happen. And you've got the apparatus in there who are plotting. They are plotting. If you're a Bernie fan, I've been saying this, they're coming for you. This ain't going to end well. If I live near Milwaukee, I think about maybe taking a very long vacation during the Democratic convention. I get the heck out of Dodge and maybe I purchase a little house somewhere because I might be staying there permanently. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny here for the sake of being funny. I'm thinking that this party is headed to an implosion. And it's because they won't hear out a person like Tulsi Gabbard. And Bernie has created a revolution, and his revolution isn't necessarily 100% peaceful. Let's put it that way. Do you think let's put the question out there. Do you think the Bernie Sanders revolution is 100% peaceful, especially compared to Tulsi Gabbard's rhetoric? I would say there's no way it's 100, because again, you can make excuses. Oh, this is a fringe guy over here. These are the people online that are starting to threaten Tulsi Gabbard supporters. Oh, I know, they're Russian agents sowing discord, right? That's what they are. Well, they're sowing discord between two candidates that are more similar than not, but so that's not the same kind of discord that the media is claiming that the Russians are doing. No, it's average Americans that are sowing the discord. And it's because our political system is so broken and people are so frustrated, and there are many people who say, you know what, blow it up. Here's what I want to say about that. I can agree with the sentiment, but that's like saying, you know, I really want to shoot myself in the head right now. I'm not going to shoot myself or you know, put duct tape around my head so it doesn't explode. I'm not going to do that. It's rhetoric, okay? But that rhetoric repeated over and over again, really dangerous. Tulsi Gabbard has never, like I said, the way she handled the yellow vest guy at her event the other day showed me that she's serious about peace. She's serious about peace both here and abroad. And that's different than Bernie. And I want my kids to be safe. I want my community to be safe. I don't want to see rioting in the streets. I won't rub my hands together and go, good. But there'll be a lot of people that are be like, yep, they're doing this to us, and so good. I'm glad innocent people, you know, business owners. Remember when Baltimore burned down? All these minority businesses that were gutted out and stuff during that, and they lost stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, these people are trying to earn a living in your community, and you just ruin their business. It's not a way to fix things, and it's where we're headed, though, if the rhetoric continues to ramp up. Hey, she's doing permanent damage to the party. And that, by the way, you're going to get agreement from neoliberals and neo-progressives, and it's going to get louder, and it's going to get dumber. Because, you know why it's dumb? Because, again, by their own logic, well, why is she in? She's got no chance. All right, stop. Full stop. You said she's got no chance, so why do you care? Why do you care if she's still in? It's really the dumbest argument I've ever heard. So let her continue on if she wants to continue on. She's got the money. By the way, where does the money go if she doesn't spend it? Goes to the DNC. That's where the money goes. Unless she's deciding she's going to run for something else, which she's been boxed in by Hillary Clinton and John Podesta, because they say, oh, she'll be a Russian agent if she goes and runs third party. She's not going to run third party. There's not enough time. You need to mount a big-time campaign if you're going to do it that way. I'd love to see her get involved with the Green Party or the Libertarian Party. It's too late. And, that whole thing was a preemptive strike against her, because it's one of those ways to say, if you're going to play our game, then we're not going to let you play our game. And if you get out of the game, we're going to call you out and lie about you. So you lose. Next election cycle, sure, she could run, and she should. I don't know what she wants to do. I don't know what her long-term goal is. I think she's very focused right now on trying to get delegates. And imagine if she gets delegates today because of those nice folks out in American Samoa. American Samoa, if you get this video, I don't know what the time difference is, but Tulsi Gabbard for president. 6 delegates, I think 5 super delegates. Total of 11. I hate super delegates. I hate them. It's second ballot stuff. So you really want, if she could win all 6 delegates in American Samoa and be on that debate stage, standing next to Elizabeth Warren and Bernie and Mike Bloomberg and Joe Biden. Oh man. I mean, I'm popping the popcorn ahead of time for that. That would be some great political theater. But I'm most concerned about these ideas still going forward. And that's why I've been telling everybody, again, this is bigger than just a presidential run. It's bigger. I mean, it's a message that nobody else is carrying forward. If you think Bernie is carrying this message forward, then you need to look at his opinions on Julian Assange. You need to look at his opinions on preemptive strikes on countries that do, nuclear tests in their own country. You need to look at his voting record over the years. You need to look at his comments about Maduro and just other people, other quote-unquote dictators. Look, I'm not denying they're dictators. I'm just saying this doesn't sound like the kind of candidate that Tulsi Gabbard is, who has seen war firsthand and who knows that this is stupid. It's draining all of our resources. And if you want all the domestic agenda and you want to continue the foreign policy the way it is, your buying power is going to keep going down. And you're going to see more homeless, and you're going to see apartments at, $2,000 a month for studio, and people are going to be like, well, that's all the money I made last month, and I've got to put it into rent. This is where we're at right now. And this is, by the way, why a lot of people look now to things like Medicare for All, because they're thinking to themselves, well, I'm doing everything right, but I can't make ends meet. So, yeah, they should give me something, because I'm doing what the world is telling me I need to do. And I still can't, I can't pay these bills. So, I just, the premise of this whole video, and it's a lengthy one, and it's a rambly one, so if you stayed with me till the end, thank you, is watch the daggers continue to come out for no reason. Just focus on your own candidate. If you're a Bernie fan, focus on Bernie. Focus on his positive vision for the country. If you're a Joe Biden fan, whatever, vote for Joe. I don't care. He can't get through a sentence. Go vote for Joe. Elizabeth Warren, I don't have much to say to anybody who's still supporting Warren. But Bloomberg today is going to try to buy a lot of delegates, and he's going to succeed. He'll succeed in buying a lot of delegates today. He might be the news headline at the end of today. Not Biden. Bloomberg might be the news headline, because even though Biden's getting all these endorsements and he's getting a little bump and so forth, it's going to be, I don't know, this Super Tuesday. And you split the vote, by the way, between Biden and Bloomberg, and Bernie has a lane, and he gets through. And Tulsi continues to just build her own campaign momentum. And I know that sounds weird. I mean, kind of almost like outside of what's occurring, but that's a good thing, because the message goes forward. Peace, prosperity, taking care of the least of these, taking care of the earth, taking care of one another. And yeah, still free market capitalism, but with some real controls and with some programs that borrow money or take money away from these other things that are wasting all of our money, like the military. That's what it's all about. So again, thanks for watching this channel. I didn't take the Xanax today, so and I didn't, get the vodka yet. So when I get the vodka, I'm going to shoot a video, because I'm going to be at my utmost best. It's going to be bitchin'. It's going to be content. It's going to be must-see TV, like back in the 1990s or whatever it was. Seinfeld and Friends and so forth. That's what it's going to be like. You're going to want to tune in to see that. All right, all kidding aside, I'm done. Thanks for the support. Again, PayPal, Patreon, davidjspuria@gmx.com for Patreon and for PayPal rather, and Patreon, the logo, I told you about that. Just click on that and that'll bring you over to my Patreon account. Again, thanks to Alan for donating vigorously yesterday. That was a nice little blessing, and I appreciate all the help and all the encouragement. See you soon.